Duo, though. How about Candace Parker and the LA Sparks? Very sharp in their opener, not so much in their second contest against Chicago.
Take a look at the starting lineups. You know, Connecticut last year used the same starting lineup the entire season. They have a totally different group this season. Jasmine Thomas, Alyssa Thomas, the only holdovers in the starting thus far. The Sparks look much better when Simone Augustus has been on the floor. Derek Fisher looking for a little more production from his guard spots. Starting with this one. LA wins the tip. Sparks 1-1, Connecticut 0-2. A rematch of last year's semifinals, and that shot short from TRP, Tiara Ruffin-Pratt.
And the big thing to look at LA is how much energy do they have to start the game. In their second game, first and third quarters were the real issue for them in terms of energy.
Bonner banks it in through these first two games, a new duo. Bonner draws the foul there on Candace Parker, and Bonner will shoot two. Expecting some difficulties with a new group. You don't necessarily have a feel for where the other pieces are going. Guards, and he feels like they need more shooting out of Jasmine Thomas and Atisha Hyden. Alyssa Thomas can't finish there. Deflection ends up with LA. Parker trying to go around the back, lost the handle. Here comes Jasmine Thomas. Thomas's pull-up on cue is good.
Yeah.
Last year's semifinals, Ryan Rucco, the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo with you from our studios in Bristol. Holly Rowe inside the Wubble in Bradenton, Florida. As Nneka Ogwumike
Game, it was more quarter court, and they had some difficulties there. So important.
You know, I've told this story before, but I will never forget the night Chelsea Gray was traded, draft night. Chiney Ogwumike was working with us, and she was a member of Connecticut. And, you know, this was before injury had made any kind of imprint on the WNBA. And I remember Chiney saying, like, oh, you don't understand, like, Chelsea is going to do. She's going to have an incredible career. And wow, was Chiney right.
Yeah, but they got a pretty good piece in return in Jonquil Jones.
It really was one of those deals that ended up working out great for both teams. Williams leaves it. Nice decision there from
dribble penetration. You're going to cause problems and make the defense come over and get teammates open.
Jasmine Thomas, no. Brianna Jones trying to get it to go. Could not, but kept it alive for Bria Holmes. Her floater is good. Court looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, no-look dime. Chelsea Gray to Nneka Ogwumike.
Jill uses her smooth way about her. Her jumper has been on, especially from three.
Augustus. The pass nearly pittered out, but eventually made it to Sykes. Good take from Sykes. Augustus couldn't finish. Here comes Thomas. We know she can go coast to coast. There's the Euro step, the bucket, and the foul. No. She emulates LeBron James's spin. Broke it down to Holly Rowe during the finals last year, and then LeBron was tweeting about it as Gray, nasty look off the pass, taking your...
This is a small lineup for Connecticut with Alyssa Thomas and Dawana Bonner as the post duo.
Heidemann, too strong on the three. Another chance here for Connecticut. Dawana Bonner scoops it in.
I think she likes very few teams have full 12 healthy players.
Bonner buries a deep three. Dawana Bonner. Parker can't get it to drop.
Oh, after Chelsea Gray had so beautifully handled the trap.
Bonner another, not that time. Here is Gray motoring in and spinning it home.
What a break of it.
Thomas tried to force a pass, could not. Good hands from Augustus. Gray eyes up, shovels to Parker for the lay, and the foul. A chance for three.
Difficult years she's been through. First her back, then an ankle, just lots of injuries that kept her. She's healthy, still one of the best that we can see.
Yeah, that is so true, Holly. There's been so many times throughout the last few years that, someone I know who will dive into the playoffs, watch a Sparks. First loss for Chicago, and Minnesota now 2-1. With a couple of impressive wins, beating Vegas and, excuse me, not Vegas. Who did they play their opening game? We had it. Connecticut.
There's been a lot of games, right?
Connecticut. They beat Connecticut and now Chicago. Parker, the scoop? No. Speaking of, let's take a look at and a road team in these games. But of course, when we say host or at, well, all the games are in Brady.
Have a later game if they are considered the home team.
Stay square. Stay square.
It also affects how they're, pumping in sounds in arena. For the music you can hear.
It's a lot of responsibility for the DJ.
Yeah. Scoreboard department working hard. It's had a nice look, a nice feel, a nice sound thus far through these, first 5 days of action. Both the WNBA and the NBA have gone.
Move towards it.
Gray will fire. No. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Tightly played. LA, a 1-point lead.
Feeling good, getting ready for halftime.
Oh, he's so pumped for halftime. Natisha Heidemann squirmed in, couldn't finish. Bodies tumble, 4-on-4. Parker had it stripped. Good hands by Bonner. Basket hanging. Heidemann lays it in. Nice find. Wow, what a dart from Candace. You'd obviously expect, but the assists are so often there. And the steals and the blocks, too. The only player in WNBA history with more games having multiple blocks and multiple steals, Lisa Leslie. That's I just mean nobody wants to have to say it. Be an issue for Connecticut at times. We saw that in the finals. Good from the line. Connecticut was historically bad. Parker flips it up and banks it in. Candace Parker.
Already making an impact here.
By the way, Brittany Sykes back on the floor for LA with 2 fouls. That one was partially rejected, I believe, by Parker. Nice find, Sykes. The experience in basketball as an openly gay man, he realized, you know what? I need to be even more with 1 foul. That was not a second. Connecticut a +6 in points off turnovers thus far. Jones keeps it alive. Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis hits the 3, and that was... Oh, Chelsea Gray couldn't quite finish on what would have been a nifty deuce. Bonner from 16, short.
Continue to grow.
Parker spinning away. Got a late whistle from Bonner. It gives Parker a couple free throws. Bonner and Jonquel Jones. How do you feel about the way those pieces?
Honestly, if you're a Connecticut Sun fan, you felt pretty good about their prospects.
Bonner had it stripped. Here comes Williams, 2-on-1 with Gray. Gray gets hit, finishes, and the foul. Chelsea Gray. It sounded like a T somewhere away from the whistle for a technical foul, and Kurt Miller now defending. Temperature was probably already running a bit hot. Bonner gets a call here and will shoot. Tomorrow's Mavs on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Our coverage full swing.
The way it should be.
Amen. Thomas can't scoop that one home.
You have to wonder if fatigue is playing any part of this for Alyssa Thomas. She's now 0 for 7. This is a player who played 38 minutes in their set.
Gray burrows in, can't get it to drop. Bonner the rebound. I also just like seeing the ingenuity, right? I mean, these are unusual circumstances for everybody. How do you make it happen? And, you know, everybody is
incredibly competitive. You know, you mentioned that she has the 10 rebounds. She's going to continue to be a workhorse. But the one place, you know, some of that fatigue may show up is finishing your shots. Knew it was coming.
For those of you who are just tuning in, Holly Rowe started our telecast with.
Raquana Williams is also very good at creating strong guard as well.
Games. Sparks were 11-3 when she started last year. It didn't necessarily translate in the semifinals against Connecticut, but Raquana really had fit nicely with this group. Bonner on the other side puts it in. She has 17
already for LA. Continues to be an issue.
And a 15-7 edge in points off turnovers in favor of Connecticut. Williams finds the cutter, Agumake, who lays it in. Thomas gets fouled on the attack. Simone Augustus hit with the personal. Pacific on ESPN2. Arike Agumake.
But Sabrina, 30-plus point game. She
went 0 from deep in her first game. She was outstanding from three-point range in game number 2. She is going to be so fun to watch. So happy she's on our air several times. And Raquana Williams stays locked in. 3 of 4 from deep. A 41-36 lead for LA. All right, I'm done now.
No, we got to get one more. She hits a third later in the game.
Shot clock turned off, 7 seconds left in the half. Here's Gray, the pirouette, the jumper, no. And the heave from Thomas is late. That will do it for the first half. In Bradenton, our score, LA 41, Connecticut 36. Stay tuned for the WNBA halftime. To the wobble to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, you might notice that LA is a little bit shorthanded tonight. Not only are they still without Marie Gulich with a right ankle injury, but they are also without Christina Nigwe tonight, who is out with an illness not COVID-19 related. That makes their bigs a little bit short. You've seen them go with a much smaller lineup at many.
You forget that. No, you can.
They are the most fun part of the wobble.
That's tremendous.
Bubblegum flavor, I believe, or scented.
Yeah, what flavors did you get there, Holly, for your lip gloss from Jada?
The first one was bubblegum. The second one is cotton candy.
Ooh, both fantastic.
Ooh, that's candy.
Gray with 13 points now, leading all scorers for LA. Tawana Bonner, the high scorer for the game, and she just field goals, minutes. She's 11th all-time in WNBA history in points. A 4-time champ, years in Minnesota, now with LA, and through the first 2 games, really played well.
Yeah, and LA is with us playing very many possessions at the 4 spot in Minnesota.
Derek Fisher breaking that out here in game 3 of the 2020 WNBA season. Alyssa Thomas gets to her. I mean, hey, all made possible from the defense of Brianna Jones. Bonner buries the 3. Tawana. Simone Augustus hits the jumper. A player on a new team through their first 3 games, because Tawana Bonner putting up another robust scoring game as Augustus hits another jumper.
Anytime that comes and Brianna Jones is on Simone Augustus, Simone has the advantage.
Thomas got ripped by Augustus. Holly?
Here, and she looks pretty good. You can see that shot put motion, but she's doing the best she can, continually torn labrum. She just doesn't want to take time off from playing to get it.
is because Alyssa Thomas gets there so much.
Jones goes 1 for. Here is Thomas. Jones. Good anticipation by Sykes. Flips it ahead to Cooper for the lay. Picture excited about what she could bring to the table this season. Thomas leaves it short. Here's Gray. Augustus off one leg, silky smooth.
What she sought for herself. So she has got a new life here, and you can see there's more pep in her step. She's got a lot to prove and a lot more left in her game here in LA.
Well, I mean, and it happens, right? At the end of careers, you try to find that right role. Sometimes it can be dicey, it can be sticky.
I think it's really hard for the organization and for the player, especially one who has had so much success in rebuilding a franchise like Simone did.
Oh, what a delivery from Park.
Right role for her. Coming in off the bench. Simone is a savvy veteran who can take advantage.
I wanted to correct one thing. You said that's the old lady dance. That is not an old lady dance. That is a New Orleans style march for Mardi Gras. So don't you come incorrect on Simone's dancing, please.
Is that how young people or old people do? Buying that for me.
Holly, I want to know, when are you going to be in these dancing videos in the Wubble?
If you think for 1 second that hasn't already happened, I'm just keeping it on the down low. I may have been in a TikTok with the Sparks last night.
and I feel like is the right personality for this LA group, too.
Yeah.
Cooper able to slide, trying to run the break. Thomas can't finish, gets the whistle, will shoot. Thomas, now, yeah.
And yet, there's 34 attempts to LA's 11.
They're a +9 in points off turnovers. Cooper cradles it up and scoops it in. Gray, Weiss, Cooper, Parker, and Ruffin Pratt, the 5 on the floor for LA, as Parker, the deep kick.
Playing like she had 4 and not 5.
Yes. Bonner, the spin, couldn't finish it. Parker, the rebound. Tawana Bonner, by the way, has set a WNBA record for most points through the first 3 games with an.
Playing to her strengths. She can hit deep threes. She can drive.
But LA now with a 12-point cushion. A little less than 3 minutes into this 4th quarter. Ryan Rucco, Rebecca Lobo, with you from Bristol. Holly Rowe in the Wubble. They would not be keeping that pick. Good cut there. The find from Parker. Ruffin Pratt couldn't quite finish. And that's going to be a foul again. 3rd quarter. She had 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting in the quarter. Thomas turns, can't finish. Parker the rebound. Travel. Candace wasn't happy, but it did look like she traveled.
Yeah.
13th turnover for LA, but they have cleaned it up in the 2nd half. Have to go in the 4th. Here's Thomas. Jasmine to Alyssa. Alyssa too strong. The follow is good. Guess who? Tawana Bonner now with 28 points to go with 11 rebounds. Nneka Ogwumike can't finish. Nneka has been quiet tonight. Just 8 points.
Only 19 minutes, though. Hampered a bit by foul trouble.
Jackie Gemellos can't finish the 3. The leaner won't go from Holmes.
Jamelo's hit a couple big threes in the second half of Connecticut's last game.
Simone Augustus can't finish on the follow. She does. Simone Story.
Yeah, it's simply amazing to watch her out here. She's been away from the WNBA for 5 years. That is also 8 different surgeries that she has had, 5 ACL surgeries. And when I asked her, why have you kept grinding?
The fortitude it takes to come back from that.
Before signing with the Sun. And what a, it's not like Jamelos was just in garbage time. No, no. While Duana Bonner, a 30-point game. Still plenty of time left. Coming on 4 minutes remaining, 8-point LA lead. Sykes couldn't get it to go. Jamelo's good D there on Brittany Sykes. Here's Bonner. Duana Bonner finds the cutter, and Holmes lays it in. Suddenly it's a 6. For more on Bonner, let's check in with Holly.
Award, other times being a key starter with that big 3, but she was never the focal point. It was always Diana Taurasi or Penny Taylor or Brittany Griner, and now she has an opportunity to be a huge star with this team, particularly in a season when Jonquel Jones, their other big star, is sitting out this season. She and Alyssa Thomas can be the motor behind this team, and I think she's relishing that role all to herself.
Yeah, I mean, and there were times, right, even in the finals where we saw Connecticut could use another player who could put it on the floor and go get a bucket herself. Bonner is certainly that kind of player, can score from every level of the floor. Sykes off on a 3.
And also a really good defender and a player with size and quickness who can switch out defensively.
Bonner gets it back. Jasmine Thomas short on a 3. And LA a 6-point lead on Connecticut. Even on some of these missed shots, I think you're seeing a little fatigue at times when it comes to the rebounding effort. Yeah. You could see some delayed reactions as Nneka Ogwumike gets fouled and will shoot 2.
Interesting thing to take note of.
WNBA basketball on our air and past weekend. And pumped that you're here tonight for another doubleheader. We'll have another one on Sunday. Alyssa Thomas. Draw.
She is stronger than her opponent.
And Thomas misses both free throws at a time where Connecticut obviously needs the points. That are now 19 of 28 from the line as Nneka Ogwumike. The lead back to 10 for LA.
How many buckets does she get every game just because she runs harder than the other post players?
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining.
Lob inside and another bucket for Bonner. She has 32 points. Gray, 15 points and 6 assists tonight. Her jumper rolls off, and Connecticut needs something here. Alyssa Thomas feeding Bonner. The turnaround is good. Cooper on the block, spinning around, couldn't finish. Ogwumike, the offensive rebound, another chance, and she gets it to go. What effort by Nneka.
Pursuit on the offensive glass. It comes from outworking, out-quicking, out-hustling. Here, relentless, stays with it, finally gets it to fall.
Shooting from the floor against Connecticut. Her highest totals in both those categories versus any team. Bonner, 34 points to lead the way for Connecticut. Thomas out of the double, throws it away. And perhaps throws away that last gasp chance for Connecticut. Chelsea Gray content to let it wind. Gray at it stripped, loose ball. Connecticut ends up with it. Here's Jasmine Thomas. Holmes loses it. Ogwumike down the floor. Taya Cooper seals it. A 10-point LA lead with 31.5 seconds to go. 31.5 seconds to go. Gemelos' three is good. Jackie Gemelos connecting from deep. Connecticut will try a trap. Cooper just passing out of it. A slight difference game in shot clock as Connecticut backs up now. Cooper will pull. Thomas the rebound. It's all cosmetic at this point. Holmes lays it in. And that will do it. The LA Sparks pick up their second win of the season as Connecticut is still seeking its first. 81-76 the final. DeWanna Bonner, a big night in the loss, 34 points.